Welcome back to FreedomFest TV, part of the Ultimate Summit for Liberty. I'm your host, Heather Wagenhals, and I have the international man of gold D-mystery, Rich Checkan.
Hi, how you doing, Heather? Good to
Welcome
be here.
to the show, Rich.
Glad to be here.
You're so rich.
I was born rich, but I'm working to be wealthy.
Oh, I love it.
That's why I sell gold.
There you go. And Asset Strategies International is so fortunate to have you. Let's talk Freedom Fest. Why do you keep coming back?
You know, we talked to somebody, an old friend on the floor yesterday, and they used to have an event. Doug Casey sponsored it. It was called Eris Society. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It was just kind of a coming together of a bunch of people in various industries, and everything was on the table. You could talk about finances, religion, politics, philosophy, you name it. They talked about new innovations, whatever the case might be. And my uncle, who founded our company back in '82, he used to go there every year. And he would go there just to get recharged, to work his brain and get recharged every year. And that stopped happening. Doug moved on, did other things, et cetera. And unfortunately, it kind of left a void that Freedom Fest since then has really been filling for us. Here, as you know, we talk about everything. There's nothing off the table, and it's refreshing to hear different viewpoints. I think it's something that's really missing in this world today. I mean, if we don't disagree, apparently we're enemies and we can't talk to each other, and it never used to be that way.
I know, public discourse is falling apart at a rapid rate.
Not a good thing, by the way.
No, it's not. Let's talk about the importance of gold and inflation right now. What's going on with the relationship between gold and inflation?
I got to tell you, right now, I think sentiment is down. And even with long-term gold buyers and holders, I answered the question a lot last year about why isn't gold going to do its job? We have inflation, headline inflation, CPI, and producer price inflation, PPI. We're both up all year long, and people are saying gold's not doing its job, right? The problem is, I think they're getting confused. Consumer price inflation is different from asset deflation, which is what we saw last year. We saw stocks come down. We saw Bitcoin come down. Gold did nothing. It was dead flat last year. It was down early, 9 months through the year. Last 3 months went back up to exactly where it started. And people said gold did nothing in an inflationary environment. But gold doing nothing actually in a deflationary asset environment outperformed the NASDAQ by 30%. Outperformed the S&P by 20%, outperformed the Dow by 15%, and outperformed Bitcoin by 66%. This year, we have a different scenario, and people are still getting frustrated that gold's not doing its job against inflation. It's only up 5.5% this year, and stocks are taking off. I just have to tell you, talking for 27 years about gold at conferences and speaking and whatnot, we always give away a 1/10 ounce gold eagle when we go to these conferences to get people to hear our message, educate them about gold. And, you know, when I first started doing that 27 years ago, that 1/10 ounce gold eagle was a $25 coin because gold was $2.50 an ounce. Today, that 1/10 ounce gold eagle is $200 an ounce because gold is near 2,000. You can't tell me if you back up and look at the big picture that gold's not doing its job. Don't get caught up in the day-to-day movements, week to week. Look at the long terms. When in doubt, zoom out, and you'll see what gold's body of work has done.
And that's really curious too, because that's the same thing that long-term investors always say, even in the stock and bond market. You know, zoom out, take a look, and stop watching the day-to-day. I follow a bunch of different trading services, and that's the thing, you know, I set it and forget it.
Keep calm and carry on, right? But, you know, you're not going to hear that message, though, from the mainstream. Let's face it, the mainstream media, not you guys are speaking the truth, but the mainstream media, they're financed by big banks, brokerage houses, et cetera. You're going to hear nonstop stocks, which is fine. That's how you make money.
Right.
Gold is how you hold on to money. That's not super sexy, and they're not paying their bills. So you're not going to hear that message from them.
But you're making gold sexy again.
I don't know. We'll try. We'll try. If I'm their spokesman, gold's in trouble.
Oh no! Don't say that. You're not doing well. You know, I think your uncle is going to have a little bit of an issue when you get back. What did you say to Heather?
I think gold's sexy from my standpoint because I'm so passionate about it, because I've seen what it can do for people. Right? I have clients now in 27 years that bought gold. I'll give you one example. So we had a client when we first introduced our Perth Mint Certificate program, right? Fantastic option that, I encourage people to write in and ask us about. I'm happy to give you information. But we had a guy bought $50,000 worth of gold way back when it first came out, 27 years ago. And about 10 plus years later, he came to us and said, you know what, I want to sell a little bit of it. He hadn't tracked it. He didn't know what it was worth. And he just said, I want to take a little bit out so I can put a down payment on a home for my daughter. I said, fine, let's see what you got. In the end, he sold half of the gold he had, and he bought her the whole damn house.
Wow.
Okay, so over time, gold does its job because it's going up in value. I put it in parentheses because we're measuring that in dollars, as dollars are mismanaged and lose value. So it takes more of them to buy it over time. You gotta stick around to see it though.
Oh, I know. And this is why you need to come to FreedomFest to meet folks like Rich that can help you get on track and give you some direction and some stability. But I'm actually kind of miffed right now.
Uh-oh, what'd I do?
That's what you didn't do.
Oh.
Where was my 1/10 gold ounce? I'm sitting here, I'm down like $175
If
now.
you had your badge, I could scan it right now and get you in the drawing.
I don't do badges. I don't
Everybody
need no
knows Heather.
stinking badges.
Everybody knows Heather. So.
It's the hair. The hair's the badge. Rich, it's been great chatting with you. If folks want to learn more about what you do at Asset Strategies, where'd they go?
Either website, assetstrategies.com, ASSETSTRATEGIES.com, I can spell, and toll free, 1-800-831-0007, and you know what that is.
Yes, one better than James Bond.
1-0 better than James Bond. There you go.
But you're not a man of mystery.
No,
You're a
no.
man of demystery. That was my lead for
I'm
you.
the most interesting man at this table.
You are the most interesting man at this table, thankfully. Thankfully. Well, Rich, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Heather.
Rich Checkan, I'm Heather Wagenhals, and we'll be back with more Freedom Fest TV right after this.